Months before this meeting actually happened, Claressa Shields had already made a public offer. Back in April, the reigning boxing champion said she'd be willing to train Chrisean, who was in the early stages of pursuing a professional boxing career. That offer sat untouched for several months, until Saturday, July 25th, when the two finally connected in person. Shields posted photos and videos from the session on her own social media, writing in her caption, GWOOTX, Chrisean. Strong women, strong personalities, stronger picture. Can't wait to train together, sis. She coming to Atlanta August 15th for my fight too. That caption confirms two things on the record.
Come and see me do what I do.
The training session took place, and Rock is expected to attend Shields' upcoming August 15th fight in Atlanta. To understand why this pairing matters, it helps to know who Claressa Shields actually is inside the sport. She's a two-time Olympic gold medalist, representing the United States in 2012 and 2016, and she has built a professional record of 18 wins and no losses, with 3 of those wins by knockout, as of her most recent verified fight tally. She's held world titles across 5 weight divisions and became, by multiple sports outlets reporting, the first boxer of the 4-belt era, male or female, to become undisputed champion in 3 separate weight classes. She currently holds recognition as the undisputed heavyweight champion, and on August 15th, she's dropping down to 160 pounds to challenge WBC and WBA middleweight title holder Kay Scott at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, a card being promoted by Senti, Salida Promotions, in partnership with Win Records, Claressa Shields Promotions, Route 30 Promotions, and the Zeus Network. That fight is being billed, according to the fight's promoters, as the first time a woman has headlined a boxing event at that venue. Shields calls herself the GWOOT, greatest woman of all time.
Yesterday was a feel-good story for me because, I got to see Chrisean have her pro debut.
And given the scale of her verified accomplishments, that self-given title isn't something reporters have had much reason to dispute. Chrisean Rock's path into boxing is a much newer story. She rose to public attention initially as a cast member on reality shows tied to the Zeus Network, most notably Baddies, where she became known for physical altercations that were filmed and widely circulated. In December of last year, according to TMZ's reporting, Rock signed a contract with ex-Rumble Fighting Championships boxing division, formally stepping away from Baddies USA to pursue the sport. She also announced on Instagram that she would train with boxer Ryan Garcia, saying at the time, "He Buddha, show me how to use both my hands. I will be going pro in Jesus' name." Around that same period, reporting indicated she relocated back to her hometown of Baltimore and began training under Calvin Ford, who has also coached Gervonta Tank Davis. She made her professional boxing debut on April 25th, according to entertainment outlet reporting, and coverage from that period described her demonstrating a southpaw stance and more controlled punching technique, reportedly reflecting the training she'd received. It's within this arc, an athlete genuinely trying to build boxing credibility, that Shields stepping in as a mentor figure carries real weight rather than functioning as a publicity stunt alone. Now to the part of this story generating the most conversation, what Shields reportedly said to Rock about staying away from Blueface. According to a clip that was reposted by the Instagram account Live BTS and picked up by multiple outlets including The Shade Room and Hot New Hip Hop, Shields is seen speaking to Rock about someone she believes Rock should avoid. In the clip, Shields does not say a name. Instead, when Rock repeatedly asks who, Shields eventually offers a single clue, a color. Multiple outlets interpreted this as a reference to Blueface, given the name itself contains a color, and given the public history between Rock and her former partner. It's worth being precise here. Shields never named Blueface directly in the footage that circulated publicly. The identification of Nye.
And it's not even about like people like, oh, this was that. It was like Chrisean been through.
You Know Who as Blueface is an inference made by viewers and by entertainment reporters based on context, not a confirmed statement from Shields herself. That distinction matters because it separates what was actually said on camera from what audiences have concluded it meant. According to reporting from outlets that reviewed the clip, Shields went on to tell Rock that she needs to be able to control her own narrative, and that continuing to be seen publicly with Blueface risks her getting dragged online or having those interactions clipped and circulated in ways that work against her. Some coverage described Shields advising Rock to avoid Blueface specifically at public events, framing the advice less as relationship counseling and more as career management, protecting Rock's public image while she's trying to be taken seriously as a professional athlete. That framing lines up with something Shields has said publicly before in an unrelated context. Back in March, after Blueface lost a boxing match to an opponent named Chibu at an event hosted by Adin Ross, posted on social media that public figures like Blueface and rapper Egypt Chris, who also lost a boxing match around that time, need at least 6 months in the gym before they start fighting in real fights. That comment shows a pattern in how Shields talks about the sport publicly. She's consistently framed boxing as something that demands serious preparation, not something to be treated as a stunt or a social media moment, and her reported advice to Rock appears consistent with that same underlying philosophy. Protect the discipline of the training process from outside distraction. It's also worth noting that some fans, according to social media reactions cited in coverage of the training session, believe Rock did not fully follow that advice. Reports describe fans pointing to later interactions between Rock and Blueface as evidence the guidance didn't stick. That claim remains unverified. No outlet has published confirmed documentation, such as a dated public appearance or direct statement from either party, establishing that Rock disregarded Shields' advice immediately afterward. It should be treated as speculation circulating online rather than a confirmed fact. Understanding why this advice resonated with so many people requires looking at the actual history between Rock and Blueface, which has been extensively documented by entertainment outlets over several years. The two met in 2020 during production of Blueface's reality show. Their relationship became a matter of national tabloid interest, especially once Rock became pregnant. In January 2023, she announced she was expecting, saying she believed Blueface was the father. He denied it at the time and requested a paternity test. She gave birth in September 2023, an event she partially live-streamed. Blueface was not present for the birth, and reporting from that period describes him publicly criticizing her parenting and raising the possibility of pursuing custody. The paternity question alone has gone through several public reversals, each one documented separately by outlets like TMZ and Complex. In December 2023, Blueface denied being the biological father. In February 2025, Rock posted what she described as paternity test results to her son's Instagram account, results that appeared to confirm Blueface was the father. By November 2025, Blueface referred to the child as his son during a live stream, seemingly accepting the results. Then, in March 2026, he reversed course again, posting that Junior is not my biological son, and separately naming a deceased former partner of Rock's, Karan Ranido Khan, as the child's biological father. Khan passed away in early 2025, according to reporting on the matter. Blueface repeated this claim again in a May 6 appearance on The Jason Lee Show, telling host Jason Lee that the earlier paternity narrative had been maintained because it was profitable, saying, according to the interview, that it was a good storyline, and that the real biological father did not fit what they wanted to present publicly. It's important to state clearly that no independently verified DNA testing results have been made public confirming either of Blueface's positions, the one from February 2025 or the reversal that followed. As of the most recent reporting available, the paternity of Chrisean Jr. remains publicly unresolved, with conflicting claims from both parties and no confirmed neutral documentation settling the matter. Adding another layer to that same interview, Blueface also stated that he no longer has any relationship with Rock, telling Jason Lee, "I don't deal with her in any way, shape, type, or form anymore." He additionally described his relationship with Jade and Alexis, another partner with whom he shares a child, as more family-oriented by comparison. These are his statements as given in that specific interview and should be understood as his account rather than confirmed neutral fact, though the interview itself and his statements within it are verifiably on record. That said, the relationship between Rock and Blueface has not followed a single linear breakup narrative. In November 2025, Rock posted publicly about co-parenting with Blueface following his release from prison, writing on Instagram that people should stop framing their dynamic negatively, stating he was there for his son and calling it an answered prayer. She described their arrangement at that point as mutual and non-controlling, writing that neither of them regulated who the other associated with, and calling it the most mature we've been with one another. May interview denying paternity again illustrates how frequently the public narrative between them has shifted, sometimes toward reconciliation, sometimes toward complete separation, often within a matter of weeks. There's also a physical detail that speaks to how publicly Rock once expressed attachment to Blueface. In January 2024, she revealed a large tattoo on the right side of her face depicting Blueface's mugshot, stretching from her temple to her jawline. By December 2025, according to Shade Room reporting, she had begun laser removal treatment on that same tattoo, describing the process publicly as part of a personal healing journey as she worked to move on from the relationship. That detail, confirmed through her own public statements and documented photography, gives some context for why entertainment outlets and fans alike interpreted S.H.I.E.L.D.'s cryptic advice as being about Blueface specifically. The history between Rock and her former partner has been publicly volatile for years, spanning custody disputes, public denials, physical altercations reported in unrelated incidents, and repeated cycles of separation and reconciliation. As for what happens next, the concrete, confirmed detail is that Rock is expected to attend S.H.I.E.L.D.'s August 15th fight against Kay Scott in Atlanta, based on S.H.I.E.L.D.'s own social media caption. Beyond that, no formal announcement has been made confirming an ongoing or structured training partnership between the two athletes. The July 25th session has been described in coverage as an initial link-up, with both parties expressing enthusiasm about training together again, but no dates, contracts, or formal coaching arrangement have been publicly confirmed. Similarly,